Hey guys, what's up? I'm back, and this time I want to talk about YouTube suspensions. Okay, so for the past year or so, we've seen the likes of Big Al 2K6 suspension, which was unjustified in itself, but that's old news. We saw SpongeBob being suspended for whatever reason, I don't know. And then we saw Boomstick being suspended by you-know-who. I'm not going to go into that. I'll save that for another time. And then we saw Big Al 2K6 suspended again? Okay, seriously, what the heck is going on? I'll tell you what's going on. Somebody flagging videos. Now, I know YouTube's not entirely responsible for this, but I think they share the blame. I'll be honest, I think they share the blame because the videos are, I'm pretty sure for the most part, 90% of YouTube's videos are commentaries, criticisms, and parodies, which, by the way, are covered in the fair use policy. In other words, as long as they're commentaries, criticisms, and parodies, they cannot be rightfully removed. Now, especially if it's copyrighted material, as long as your voice is over it, and as long as it's one of those three criterias, it does not matter. Okay? That's why reviews are not considered copyrights. That's why criticisms and rants are not considered copyright. Just like this video is not copyright. Okay? You guys, you fanboys and suck-ups can try to remove this video, but it cannot be removed. Because this is a criticism and it's a commentary. So it's protected by the fair use. Pull down this video and I will file a DMCA claim. I will file a counter DMCA claim. Ugh, can't even speak today. Sorry about that. Anyway. So Big Al 2K6, well, Big Al the Rant Master, got suspended again. This time by a guy by the name of Master Baracho. Okay. Who, by the way, apparently claims that video games, that you are only a gamer if you only play games he recommends. Okay. So, despite the fact that I've been playing games literally since I was a baby, despite the fact that I've been playing video games forever, basically, my entire life, that doesn't make me a gamer. Despite the fact that I own probably dozens, if not pretty close to 100 games, which I know doesn't sound like much, but but what are you gonna do? So apparently that doesn't make me a gamer. I'd say that pretty much makes me a qualified candidate at the very least. Now, there's no such thing as a perfect game. You know, ask anybody. Ask any real gamer with common sense. There is no perfect game because everybody has their own preferences. But that's getting off subject. The point of this video is that YouTube has to stop sucking up to people who claim copyrights when they don't own the copyrights. Okay, Master Baracho doesn't even have copyright to his own name, much less his own body. So how the heck can he claim copyright to videos and get somebody suspended by flagging his videos like crazy? YouTube needs to start investigating into the flagging because it seems to be going on more and more recently. We saw it with Big Al 2K6's account. We saw it with Big Al the Rant Master's account, which already had a bad start as is. And even now we're seeing it in multiple different accounts. This has got to stop. I'm serious. This has got to stop. I don't know how many more people have to be suspended and removed from YouTube before YouTube gets the point. In fact, the YouTube logo, the YouTube statement is broadcast yourself. What's the point of broadcasting yourself if the second you post a video, that video is going to get removed by some idiot like, oh, I don't know, Master Baracho, Spax3, Irate Gamer, Garanchev, or any other person claiming a copyright on a video they don't even own, or Viacom for that matter. What's the point in posting a video if it's going to get removed because of some bogus copyright claim? You know, we saw Spax 3 claim copyright to Darkness the Curse's Handy Dandy Guide video. Yeah, it's just insane. This has got to stop. YouTube, I'm asking you, stand up. Investigate these claims. Investigate the claims because you were already doing good when it came down to the Irate Gamer case, which I'm going to remain neutral on. For those of you who don't know what happened, here's what happened, and I'm going to try to say this from a neutral stance. Archfiend posted a video criticizing the Irate Gamer. That's all I'm really going to say. The Irate Gamer pulled the video due to a copyright claim. Well, Archfiend had it posted back up because YouTube agreed that it did not violate any copyright claims. So, they did pretty good there. You know, it didn't violate any copyright claims. But as I said, I'm not criticizing the Irate Gamer. I'm not standing up for him either. I'm trying to remain neutral. So, yeah, they did pretty good there. That was a good thing they did. The video did not violate any copyright claims, so there was no grounds for removing it. Because it's a criticism, it falls under the fair use policy. You see my point? Helsing920 himself said it. You can see Helsing920's video on Spax 3 about the whole copyright claims. He has arguably the best information on it. Now, that's really all I have to say from here. This is the BlueGamer signing out. Adios.